Greetings, weary traveler. It is I, Swoosh of the Infamous. And today, we're going to embark on a magical journey through self-discovery, friendship, and the times I almost perished in the hands of my idiotic friends. And myself, of course. The scythe of the Grim Reaper has grazed me many times, but alas, I have lived to tell the tales. Let's begin. In my young adult years, much like every young adult, I've unlocked a fun little thing called freedom. And said freedom has unlocked the doors for me to travel to magical places around the world, like New Zealand and Richmond, Virginia. Whoa, hey, don't all clap at once, you know? Hey, someone's gotta do it. It's a tough job, but someone's gotta do it. Back in 2021, my buddy Nick was filming a show in the wonderful state of Virginia, and a bunch of my friends wanted to fly down there and make a trip out of it. Now, flying from New York to Virginia is a long travel day. I'm talking like 3 hours at most. So I decided that I would wait to eat my first meal of the day until I got there. Nick picked me up from the airport, we snatched our friend Grunk from his loved ones, and went out to lunch. By this point, I was ravenous. I had been up for half the day with nothing in my system but an overpriced Starbucks coffee, so when we got to the restaurant, I ordered a sandwich faster than the speed of sound, planning to go to town on that thing. And on the first bite of my food, I immediately started choking. Do you want me to help? I mean, I can make this a thing. Like, do you want me to make this a thing?
No, I'm good. It's not a thing.
You're really hamming this up, aren't you? Also, while I was choking, the waitress walked up and just completely ignored me. Left me to die on a chicken sandwich. Someone's not getting a tip. Finally, after an uncomfortably long length of time, I was able to get the bite of sandwich out of my throat. Jeez, man, are you okay? Yeah, I think so. You gonna eat that? And that's why I'm never going back to Virginia. Now, I don't know if this next vacation destination can compare to the amazing nature and wildlife of Richmond, Virginia, but I'll try. Back in April, I had the absolute pleasure of going to New Zealand with Brody and our manager Nate. Easily the best trip of my life. Granted, I thought I would die a handful of times, but that's okay, we made it. Even just traveling to New Zealand, I didn't think I had high chances of survival. 13 hours flying over the ocean? Huh. Thankfully, after what felt like an eternity, me and the boys landed safely in New Zealand and got our rental car, where we were faced with our first problem. You see, in New Zealand, those silly little guys drive on the opposite side of the road. And according to my mother, I can barely drive as it is. So I was extremely nervous about completely changing the way I knew how to drive. So me and Nate did the only thing two responsible adults would do. We made Brody the designated driver of the trip. And I know what you're going to say, but Swoosh, Brody's Canadian. I know I had to fight that mental battle too, but at the end of the day, sacrifices have to be made. Brody was
Go in the timeout corner. Go. Go in the timeout corner. Go in the timeout corner. What the? I'm not a kid. Hey, I'm not. Sauce.
The perfect candidate for being the designated driver. He was the best driver out of the three of us. He dealt with me and Nate fighting for shotgun every day like a good supportive father would. And he even almost killed us. Here's a fun...
Go in the timeout corner. What the?
Little fact, most cars have a built-in GPS system, and 9 times out of 10, it sucks. So every night when we were in downtown Auckland and 40 minutes away from our Airbnb, Brody would be driving around and the GPS kept giving him scrambled directions. It got to a point where we were so all over the place, Brody turned right onto a street like he normally would, in Canada, and it took us all a good 5 seconds to realize we were on the wrong side of the road when we saw headlights coming toward us. So we swerved out of the way, made a New Zealand man very angry. Brody said some silly, colorful words I can't repeat because my mom watches these videos. And now the whole world knows he's a terrible driver.
Why is there a fish-shaped hole in the GPS system?
Funny story.
I don't know.
New Zealand was a very spontaneous trip when it came to the stuff that we would do. Quite literally every day, I would wake Brody and Nate up with a freshly baked cookie and some milk, and we would figure out what we wanted to do that day. And one day, Nate came up with the brilliant idea of bungee jumping. That doesn't sound scary at all.
Your legs are shaking.
No, they're not. So of course, like the adult I am, without taking a second to think about the mental agony I would be going through in a few short hours, me and the boys headed out. We got suited up at the bungee place, and after a long walk under a bridge, we made it to the jumping point. Now, by this point, I hadn't even begun to think about the fact that I would be jumping off a bridge today, and believe me, the people setting you up to jump off this bridge don't give you time to think about it either. Because shortly after we arrived, I was already sitting in front of Nate, strapped up, waiting for my turn to go. And I'm just looking at him thinking, this guy is an evil mastermind. He somehow convinced me with relative ease, mind you, to jump off a bridge. For fun. I genuinely thought this was it for me. I've gone skydiving before, and I had infinitely more fear and anticipation in that moment, looking Nate dead in the eyes, knowing what was ahead for me.
So, can I get your channel if you die?
I hate you. Luckily, Nate did feel bad, so he and Brody pitched in to get me some quality earbuds so I can listen to music to calm down.
What?
This video was sponsored by Raycon Everyday Earbuds. Raycon's Everyday Earbuds are a must-have for any audio lover. As someone who listens to music every day with their noise-canceling feature, these things come in clutch when I'm working out, traveling, or trying not to hear myself scream whilst jumping off a bridge. There are a lot of earbuds out there, but Raycons are the most affordable, high-quality ones on the market. I mean, they're literally half the price of most brands. Even if you have a pair of earbuds you love, chances are you could use a backup. Can I see these real quick? Thanks. Not only that, but they have so many new amazing features. They're weatherproof or sweat-proof for you freaks out there, and it only takes 10 minutes of charging for 90 minutes of battery. Seriously comes in handy when you're about to leave and totally forgot to charge them the night before. Personally, I've never done that before because I'm extremely responsible. Also, look at these cool protective case covers. The design complements the earbuds color perfectly, and they support wireless charging. And they're this affordable? If you're getting these as a holiday gift, now is the time to order. The cutoff date to make sure you get these in time for Christmas is December 15th, which is, let's see, tomorrow? Guys, go! Go to buyraycon.com/infamousswoosh to save big for the holidays and get up to 25% off site-wide. Thank you to Raycon for sponsoring this video. Now, back to it. Before I knew it, it was my turn. Well, this is it. Besides meeting Brody and mates, I had a good life. Made a lot of friends, made a lot of memories. And most of all, who actually names their kid Swoosh? Yeah, I didn't die. Instead, I bounced, then bounced again, and kind of just hung there. But I was happier than a clam. I don't know what I was so scared of. Bungee jumping is one of the funnest things I've ever done. In fact, the three of us loved it so much, we asked the bungee guys if we can do it again, and they actually let us. We were on an adrenaline high, and the workers noticed.
Hey man, if you think this is cool, you should go to Queenstown. It's in the South Island and has the biggest free-fall bungee jump in New Zealand.
Queenstown knew so much, we asked the bungee guys if we can do it again, and they actually let us. We were on an adrenaline high, and the workers noticed.
Hey man, if you think this is cool, you should go to Queenstown. It's in the South Island and has the biggest free-fall bungee jump in New Zealand.
Queenstown, New Zealand, the place where dreams come true. You guessed it, me and the boys genuinely went home that day and immediately bought plane tickets to Queenstown without doing any research. Queenstown is one of the most beautiful places I've been to, and me and the boys had a great time hanging out there leading up to the day of the big jump. On a crisp Tuesday morning, I made my famous warm cookie and milk for my children, and we headed off to our impending dooms. Turns out we had to ride a bus for 40 minutes to get to our jumping point, and it was at this point that me and Brody realized even though we were ecstatic for the jump, one of us was a bit more nervous than the rest. Mr. Let's Go to Queenstown himself, Nate.
Look, Nate. 1 foot from death.
Yeah, look at the view from this mountain, Nate. In fact, if we all lean to the left, we might get a really good luck tumbling down it.
I want to go home.
After a long, sketchy drive up to the mountain and 3 diaper changes for Nate, we made it. This time felt completely unlike our first jump. I don't know what it was, but the atmosphere was just different.
Okay guys, you can all follow me to the gondola in the middle of 2 mountains suspended 500 feet in the air now.
Oh, that's what it is. Here's the thing. The first time we went bungee jumping, it was off a bridge with an 130-foot drop. This time, we were on a gondola held together by a giant cable in between 2 mountains with a 450-foot drop, meaning over 3 times the drop. My parents were thrilled when I told them I was doing this. We have life insurance set up, right? So there we were, standing on a small transporting see-through box slowly being guided to the gondola. Me and Brody were still having a great time, but Nate, on the other hand, looked like he was about to make another boom boom.
Man, Awful small wire holding us up, right, Swoosh?
Yeah, how many bones do you think we would crush if the line just snapped, like, right now?
I don't know, but I think we should jump up and down to see if this box can hold our weight.
Excuse me, is it too late to go to the bathroom?
So, do you know where we are right now?
We finally got to the gondola, and after finding out there was no floating porta potty, we got suited up once again, waiting to go. This time I was last to go, meaning Brody was risking his life first, Poopy McGee was next, and then me.
I'm Canadian, by the way.
Yeah, that's great, mate.
No,
Please, there are
I
people
don't
waiting.
wanna.
Come on, like, you
I
sign
don't
up for this.
wanna go.
We're in the middle of two mountains. If you-
This could take a minute. Then it was my turn. As I got suited up, I was thinking about all the good times I've had in my life, all the people I've met, all the love I've shared with those people. But I knew my time had come. I knew it was time.
Can you stop narrating and go, please?
Oh, sorry. Huh.
Buddy?
Nah, I'm just kidding. This is what actually happened. Here goes nothing. Huh. Hey, this isn't so bad. All right, getting pretty close to the ground here. Okay. Okay. Ah! Oh. Ah! Ah! Hey, that wasn't so bad. Oh. Ah! This process repeated for about 2 minutes, but I survived. My parents canceled the funeral plans. The three of us got matching t-shirts. Nate got a new pair of shorts, and we all drove home safely. Thank God I survived though, because we had plans to go to a place I was dying to see. Hobbiton, New Zealand, baby. Home of the Shire, aka where they shot the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies. I was ecstatic about going there, and I made sure to let Brody and Nate know every day how excited I was. They didn't get sick of it at all, and we're definitely still friends. I'll admit I was a little too excited. I brought my digital camera on this trip, and I think when I took pictures of the bus, on the bus, and the boys mocked me, I realized I was probably dragging it a bit. There were multiple tours going on at the same time, so we had to keep things moving, but also had to listen to the nice tour guide lady. And that's where we ran into our first problem. First of all, I forgot to charge my digital camera the night before. And for the love of everything good in the world, if I did not take digital photos at the Shire, I would die. Another problem was that these parents in our group brought their 2 little children to a 2-hour movie set tour. For some reason, these children could not have cared less about where they were. One of them kept crying, and the other one kept walking away and yelling her mom's name while the tour guide was talking. But no, I was not letting anything get in the way of me enjoying the Shire. Mom! Listen, kid, I jumped off a gondola 500 feet in the air the other day to be here. I came from upstate New York, where nothing happens. Please just let me have this, is what I wish happened. But no. Even though I wanted to punt those children into the sun, me and the boys had a wonderful time. I took a million photos on my digital camera. I saw Bilbo's house. My camera eventually died. I laid in a hobbit bed, and me and the boys enjoyed a nice cup of ale at the Green Dragon. Oh my gosh, that's disgusting. And so, I did it. The sun set on a beautiful day in the Shire, and I felt fulfilled. I had done my hero's quest. I had survived the impossible. I made it to Mordor without a single diaper change.
Swoosh, my dear boy.
Gandalf, I survived every close call. Are you proud of me, sir?
More proud than you can ever imagine.
Thank you, Gandalf. It wasn't easy. I almost dropkicked the child.
That probably wouldn't have been the best solution.
Yeah, probably not.
I still can't believe that waitress didn't help you.
I know, it's so messed up. Like, did she not see what was happening?
We should kill her.
What? No, Gandalf, we can't do that.
I kid, dear boy, I kid. But seriously.
So who wants to start?
How are we doing this?
Who just wants to let it out?
So James is teaching me about math in this video. Hey everybody, welcome to this month's episode of Swoosh Brings on His Friends to talk about fun things. Today we have the odd ones out, the pioneer of school stories, okay?
Shut up.
When I was in 7th or 8th grade, I had a big crush on one of my classmates. And there was like maybe 10 kids.
I thought you were going to say teacher, and I was going to be like,
No,
no.
what is wrong with you? I had a crush on one of my classmates because there was only like 10 of us in our little private school in my class. One day we were watching some like documentary in history class, and I was sitting next to this girl that I liked, and I was like, you can't mess that up. But I did. I remember I like farted, and like she was like, Did you just fart? And I was like, no, I didn't just fart. I remember like being like, no, that was my desk. And I literally started
I was
shaking.
moving it, see?
Yeah, I started shaking my desk to like make a noise.
It wasn't the same sound.
No, of course it wasn't the same sound. And I think I was even like, see, it's the same, you know?
What lesson did we learn from that story, Swoosh?
Don't fart in front of women.
That's a good
They'll
lesson.
never
The
understand.
girls don't fart. So, Swoosh, can I ask you a question? Have you ever cheated?
Well, I'm perfect, so no, duh.
I had a class. It was a math class, and we had a lunch in the middle of that class. We would have these like big long math tests, but they wouldn't split them up. So we would start the math test, go to lunch, and then finish the math test.
Oh my
and
gosh. So many opportunities to cheat.
Like, what were you expecting? You know, like
Hide the answers in the
you
burger.
have to- we would do the test and then go to lunch, and then everyone in the class would like sit at a table just discussing the test. Just,
Oh my
how do you
gosh,
do
dude,
number
that's-
14?
that's
how do
so
you do number
dumb.
12? It was great.
No. That reminds me of something too. In our history class, we had this teacher who I mentioned in the teacher stories video. Great guy. His name was Mr. Mead. I had Mr. Mead in basically every year. It was like 7th to 11th grade we had Mr. Mead because it was a small private school. The highest I would get on the test would be like a 97. And I always wanted to get a 100 just for fun.
Just want a perfect record.
Exactly. So one day I came in, I was super prepared. I had everything in my brain. I was going to ace this test.
Do you
okay?
remember what the lesson was? Like, what was it about? Like American history? Like,
No,
the
dude, of
Revolutionary
course
War?
I don't. So I do the test, and then my friend behind me is like, dude, Susan is cheating. And I was like, dude, what? What? My test is almost done. I look over, and Susan, she had a bunch of index cards with the answers, and I was like, Susan. And like, Mr. Mead saw me and my friend talking about it, and he was like, will you boys stop talking? And I was like, I'm sorry, Mr. Mead. I get my test back, and I got a 95. And I go, huh? And it says -5 for talking. And I was like, you have got to be kidding me. And then that is when I was like, Mr. Mead, Susan was cheating, and that's why I was talking. I didn't cry, but you know.
Yeah, but you tattletaled a little
Well,
bit.
dude, I wanted a perfect
you
score,
wanted the perfect
man.
100. You never got that perfect 100?
Nope, I
That
never.
perfect
Dude,
hundo?
literally, for the rest of high school, I never got a 100 on one of his tests.
Wow.
This is like a weird topic, but one thing I
Yeah.
learned to hate because of school was pooping in public bathrooms. Okay? When I'm like on the toilet or whatever, and someone's
Sure.
in the stall next to me or like comes
When I'm
in,
doing my business.
I'm sitting there not moving a muscle. Like, they know I'm there.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm making a little badonk sound in freaking dead silence.
They need to play music in bathrooms, because I
Dude,
totally
for
agree. with
real.
you. It's so quiet. You like hear the door open. You hear the
I
footsteps.
know, dude. Oh my god.
And then they sit down, and then it's silence. And then it's just
Oh,
two of
dude.
you just in this silent room, and then you just... Was there a time when you had to be like, I can't hold it in anymore? Excuse me, Mr. Mead?
I mean-
can I go to the bathroom?
you know what I actually do remember from Mr. Mead is that one of the girls would be like, can I use the bathroom? And he's like, sure. And they would go. And then I'd be like, hey, Mr. Mead, can I go to the bathroom? Well, Susan's not back yet. And I'm like, but Susan's a girl. Like, I need to use it, Mr. Mead.
We only
Come
have
on,
a
man.
one hall pass.
You know what's worse than not being able to use the bathroom? Not having a good VPN.
What?
This video was sponsored by Surfshark VPN. Surfshark VPN is a virtual private network that keeps your online identity safe by encrypting all the information sent between your device and the internet. This keeps your personal data protected from all those big bad companies or cyber criminals that want to steal it. Back, I say. Surfshark VPN swaps the real location of your device with a new one. This way you can virtually travel to any country around the globe. You want to watch Top Gun Maverick on Netflix, but oh no, they don't have it in the United States? Luckily with Surfshark, you can pay a visit to those little freaks in Canada in an instant, and boom, you can kick back, relax, and watch Tom Cruise soar across the sky.
Hey Tom! Did you know that Surfshark's Clean Web feature blocks ads and trackers, allowing you to surf the web safely?
Built-in antivirus protection and avoiding personalized ads are just some of the many other reasons Surfshark VPN is worth every penny. But as my gift to you, I will personally give you all 3 months free of Surfshark VPN. It's because I love you. Click the link in the description and use my code SWOOSH to get 3 months free. Thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this video.
Did you do prom at school?
No, dude, we didn't have prom at all.
Oh, you didn't even have prom? Like they didn't even do it? I remember telling my mom that I didn't want to go to prom. Like, this is stupid. I'm not going to have a good time. And my mom was like, you gotta go to prom. You need to have that moment in your life, you know? And now I'm glad I did it. But you never had prom, Swoosh?
I didn't. No, I didn't, bro. No. It would have saved that whole farting incident with the other crush. I could have just been like, let me show you a good time. I'm sorry about that one incident.
Let me buy you flowers. Did you have a senior prank?
Dude, my senior year was during COVID, so it got like cut in half.
When did you graduate?
I graduated in 2020, dude.
You're the class of 2020? That's got to be like a title.
At every family graduation until we're dead, we're gonna bring up how we were robbed, and no one's gonna care.
Did you have to wear a uniform, Swoosh?
Yes, we did have to wear a uniform, man. It was like button-up blue shirt, navy blue pants, black dress shoes, and a navy blue tie, man.
A tie?
Yeah, I wore a tie to school every day.
Do you have a picture of this?
I do have a picture of that. I gotta find one. This was me on the first day of 7th grade.
Oh, look at little baby Swoosh.
In 1st grade, we would go to gym class. The teacher would like put deodorant on our arms, and you might be like, what are you talking about?
What?
But the deodorant was called Speed Stick, and we thought that if we got this on our arms, we could run super fast. I fully believed it. And like she
You were
would go,
1st grade.
I was like, give me a Speed Stick, and she would like wipe it on my arm, and I just start running, bro. I was like zooming.
Did you ever have a teacher that was pregnant? Because my 1st grade teacher didn't stop teaching when she was pregnant, and that really sucked. You know, we're in 1st grade. This is like our 2nd year of school ever, and this teacher is throwing up in the trash cans and had a very short
Oh my
time.
gosh. Did she ever like see you eating your lunch and being like, I'm craving something, and like grab it off your like little grubby hands and start eating it?
We would like be doing like an assignment. We were like writing or something, and then just in the corner, I hear her.
Oh my
like,
gosh,
just in the trash can
what?
and stuff. There, we pat her on the back.
That kid's probably older than me now.
Oh shoot, you're so right.